Hey guys, welcome back, because today we'll be making some floating shelves. Floating shelves look like there's nothing attached to them and they're just floating next to your wall. It's a very cool, new style, and this is how I built mine. Before we start, you're going to want to measure and see how big of a shelf you actually want. Son of a... I got some scrap pieces right here. This is going to end up being my floating shelf. And I went ahead and cut these pieces at a length of 2 feet by 3.5 inches. So essentially what we're making is a rectangle box without a lid. I went ahead and cut these 3 pieces up, again 2 feet by 3.5 inches, and we're going to make a box similar to this. We also have a 3.5 by 4 inch square that we'll end up gluing to close our box up on each side. So now all we're going to do is go ahead and glue this all together. So we're not using any nails on this project, because nails are first. No, because we don't want the look of nail heads sticking out of our floating shelf. I'm a big believer in hiding all nail and screw heads. I think your project ends up looking a lot better if you don't use them. So for this, all we're using is glue and clamps. So believe it or not, when applied between 2 pieces of wood, wood glue is actually stronger than screws. This is because screws only grip the wood in a specific location, while wood glue can grip the wood across the entire joint. The more surface area available for your wood glue to join, the stronger your joint will be. So we're here, it's the next day, and this should be absolutely dry now. I'm going to go ahead and remove all the clamps. I'm always terrified of this falling apart. Oh my god, that'd be so good. But this is looking really, really good. So now we got our box. I actually got 2 of them. But as you can probably see here, our ending plate is a little off. We're going to have to trim this down so that it matches the rest of the box. We want it to make it look like this is one solid piece of wood as much as possible. And trees don't naturally grow like that. So to cut off that excess wood, I'm just using a hand planer real quick. There's a variety of different tools that you can use for this. I just thought the hand planer would be the simplest, easiest way. But after I'm done trimming down that ending plate, I'm going to go ahead and throw the whole thing just through my planer. This is going to ensure that all the joints are completely smooth and line up together. So now that we got these planed all down, you can just see how beautiful this is. But it's still a little rough, so we're going to break out the sander and make sure this gets a good sanding down on it. I'm just going to hit it with 100 grit and finish it off with a 220, call it good. So we got our sanding done, and boy, these things look great. So the next thing we're doing is just going to go ahead and put a coat of stain on this. But if you wanted to, you could go ahead and cut a couple notches in there, using an axe or a hatchet, maybe even just a chisel. What that's going to do is give it an old, rustic, hand-hewn board look. It's also a really popular style right now. I made a wooden beam that went across an archway around my shower. If you want to go ahead and check that out and see what it looks like, click in the description below, I'll have it posted. Really cool look, and I recommend you check it out. But we got our boxes here, so we're going to go ahead and put a layer of stain on this. I'm not doing anything too fancy on this, just a coat of stain. So I'm going to be going ahead and using a spring oak stain. This is what I use on my shower beam and also a frame around my mirror in my bathroom. So I should probably make it all match, right? Now we got this beautiful stain on it. We just got to let it dry and we'll put some poly on it. Alright, these are dry. Let's throw some of this polyurethane on it. So I'm putting some polyurethane on it just because there are going to be things on top of the shelf rubbing up against it, and I don't want that wood to get damaged. Polyurethane really just helps it with scuffs, dents, and bumps. So now that we're waiting for these to dry, we're going to go ahead and work on the secret behind the floating shelf. Don't worry, it's nothing too crazy. It's just right here. Aww. A little anticlimactic. But yes, this is actually the secret behind the floating shelves. This is the bracket that our floating shelves will slide onto that's actually connected to the wall. And it's really easy to make. All you gotta do is find out your area inside your floating shelf. Mine was just 2 inches by 2 feet. So once you cut out your piece of whatever size you have, you just gotta add 2 more notches on the front of this. And those 2 little notches are gonna measure the inside area of your floating shelf. And just remember, when you're taking your measurements of the inside here, you also need to account for the thickness of the first bar that you made. That way this bracket should fit perfectly inside of your floating shelf. Just like so. But now that our shelves are dry and we got our brackets, let's go ahead and put this on the wall. So this is my spot I want to go ahead and put in this floating shelf. Depending on how big your shelf is, you want to go ahead and find a stud. I know mine's right in the middle here. I want to go ahead and make sure that's level. And there you go, here is our bracket for the floating shelf. As you can see, this looks like scrap wood. That's because it is. This gets covered up, so I wouldn't work too hard on this. Go ahead and throw this other one up. So we got our brackets up. Let's make sure that these shelves fit. And theoretically, they should just be able to slide right on. Ta-da! And there we have it. Mysterious floating shelves. Whoa, how does it do that? That's so crazy. How do they float there like that? And I'm going to throw some decorations up here. Really show you. Whoa, how does it do that? That's so cool. Another really cool trick with these things I probably shouldn't tell you. You can slide them out. And these actually make a really, really good hiding spot. So not only do they look really cool, they actually kind of help as a hidden little safe, but I probably shouldn't have told the world that. Now I need a new hiding spot. But anyways, here's my video on these shelves, guys. I mean, I think they look really cool, and they're really easy to make. I just used pallet wood really for this. So I hope you enjoyed this. It was another fun project, and I guess I'll see you on the next one.